listening to Strange Shit Happens.
From the great American Pacific Northwest, greetings and welcome, my friends, to this week's edition of Strange Shit Happens in the News. I'm Sean Wharton. This week, we return to Istanbul's airspace, where pilots are once again puzzled by unidentified flying objects, causing a flurry of speculation and an intense search that so far has come up empty. Then we'll look at an Oregon archaeologist who's determined to solve the 88-year-old mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance, convinced he's found a clue in the depths of the Pacific. Switching gears, we dive into the mind-bending realm of lucid dreams, where researchers are making history by achieving real-time communication between dreamers. From the ethereal to the earthly, we explore the ghostly phenomenon of earthquake lights in Summerville, South Carolina. Could these spooky illuminations actually be signals of seismic activity or something more otherworldly? And finally, we trek back to California, where the legislature might soon declare Bigfoot as the official state cryptid. It's an eclectic mix of stories that challenge our understanding of reality and legend alike. So strap in and let your curiosity roam free in today's episode of Strange Shit Happens in the News. Now, before we get to the news, don't forget to like or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on, or pass this podcast on to spread the word about our show. You can also find us on X at strange_happens. We post news throughout the week, so follow us there to stay on top of the latest. And we're always looking for stories from you, paranormal or otherwise, so visit us at www.strangeshithappens.com. That's strangeshithappens.com. And click the report an event button right there on the main page. You'll see a map, you'll see a button, report an event. Click it, and you can report your event, whether it's a UFO sighting or some other strange occurrence, right there on the website. And in that form, you can also leave us audio. If you prefer to speak rather than type, you could do it right there in the form as well. It's built right in, so it's super easy. So again, save it to your bookmarks, visit strangeshithappens.com, and give us a holler. Having said that, let's dive right in. Well, in a continuation of unsettling aerial phenomenon around Istanbul, a series of traffic collision avoidance system warnings at Sabiha Airport has reignited concerns about unidentified flying objects in the region. On January 29th, pilots approaching the airport began receiving these alarms, leading to an immediate and thorough response from both air traffic control and local search teams. Despite extensive efforts involving search by air, sea, and land, no verifiable source of the warnings, such as drones or other aircraft, was discovered. The radio exchanges between the pilots and the control tower highlighted the severity of the situation. One pilot reported, as we reported last week, a traffic alert at merely 300 feet, speculating on the possibility of encountering another aircraft or drone. The control tower confirmed that this was not an isolated incident, with similar alerts plaguing the airspace for over 2.5 hours, affecting multiple flights. This incident echoes previous reports from the same region, including last week's reports of unidentified flying objects over Istanbul, as pilots continue to report unusual aerial encounters. The persistence of these incidents over the consecutive weeks has not only baffled authorities, but also fueled speculation and concern among the aviation community and the public. Despite the lack of concrete evidence pointing to a specific cause, the ongoing nature of these alerts keeps the tension high, with more eyes turning skyward for answers. And in other news, Dr. Richard Pettigrew, an Oregon-based archaeologist, is embarking on a tantalizing expedition that reads like a page from an adventurer's notebook. He's leading a team to the remote island of Nikumaroro in the Western Pacific, aiming to solve the 88-year-old mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance. After years of analysis involving satellite and drone imagery, Pettigrew has identified a suspicious metallic anomaly, which he believes could be the remains of Earhart's Lockheed 10E Electra. The Turaya object, as it's named, was revealed by storm currents in 2015 and has since been a point of intrigue due to its location and composition. Previous expeditions to Nikumaroro have fueled theories that Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, ended their days as castaways on this remote atoll. Pettigrew, armed with new evidence, is hopeful but cautious, acknowledging the long history of false leads and disappointments in the search for Earhart. Despite skepticism from the scientific community and previous misidentifications, like sonar imagery that was initially thought to have been her plane but turned out to be a rock some years ago, Pettigrew's enthusiasm remains undeterred. He believes that the upcoming expedition, supported by substantial funding and advanced technology, offers the best shot yet at uncovering the truth. With about $400,000 raised so far, an ambitious goal to secure additional funding, the team plans to set out in August. While the venture is high risk, with no guaranteed outcomes, Pettigrew's resolve reflects a broader sentiment: the importance of exploring and possibly closing out one of aviation's most enduring mysteries. Whether this expedition will end in triumph or add to the pile of inconclusive attempts, only time will tell, of course, but the allure of finally solving the puzzle of Amelia Earhart's fate is far, far too compelling to ignore. And this story has me absolutely gobsmacked. I'm thoroughly interested in this, and I can't wait to maybe do a little bit of a deep dive on this. In an experiment that sounds like it's straight out of a science fiction novel, the organization or company REM has announced a breakthrough in dream communication technology that could have us all chatting in our sleep. Yeah, you heard that, chatting, talking to each other in our sleep. 8 minutes after one participant entered a lucid dream, she received and later confirmed a message sent from another dreamer, marking the first successful, and we'll use air quotes, chat within dreams. Not to be outdone, 2 other participants managed to send messages to a server from their dreams, a server, like a computer hosting server, perhaps checking their dream emails or updating their dream statuses. Who knows? I don't know. But Michael Raduca, the visionary founder and CEO of REM Space, commented on this breakthrough with a mixture of awe and a hint of the inevitable, stating, quote, "Yesterday, communicating in dreams seemed like science fiction. Tomorrow, it will be so common, we won't be able to imagine our lives without this technology." He envisions a future where REM sleep isn't just for rest, but also for business meetings and, who knows, maybe even dream dating apps. This milestone comes after nearly 5 years of intense research and development, during which time the researchers have been continuously refining their technology. Each experiment has reportedly brought better results than the last, suggesting that soon we might all be able to hold nightly conferences without ever having to leave our beds. Looking to the future, REM Space is ambitiously pushing the envelope further by aiming to enable real-time communication in lucid dreams. While this sounds like a tall order, the REM Space team is optimistic about achieving this within not a decade, not a few years. They're actually optimistic about achieving this within a few months. If successful, tomorrow's workforce might just be able to attend work in their pajamas, literally and figuratively, as they log into their dreams to start the day's work. In an intriguing blend of science and folklore, Susan Huff, a seismologist from the USGS, is investigating a phenomenon known as earthquake lights, which might explain the eerie glowing orbs historically reported in Summerville, South Carolina. Huff's interest was piqued after reading about local ghost stories in a bookstore, stories which coincided with seismic activities recorded in the area dating back to a 7.3 magnitude earthquake in 1886. The Summerville light, a mysterious luminescence observed along an abandoned railroad, is thought by some to be a ghostly lantern, the ghostly lantern of a widow searching for her husband, a railroad worker tragically decapitated in an accident. Digging deeper, Huff discovered that these spectral sightings align with occurrences of earthquake lights, a natural but poorly understood phenomenon where luminous balls or streaks appear around seismic activity. Despite a long-standing debate over their existence, the scientific community is increasingly accepting these lights as real, though their exact nature remains elusive. Theorizing that radon and methane gases released from geological faults could interact with the environment to create these lights. Huff believes metallic elements like the steel of railroad tracks could catalyze these reactions. The investigation into these lights not only ties into global reports of similar phenomenon or similar occurrences, but also highlights a potential method for detecting unseen seismic activity. If Huff can confirm that these lights are indeed earthquake lights, it could revolutionize how geologists identify and monitor fault lines, especially in regions like the eastern U.S., where earthquakes are infrequent and often difficult to predict. Yet there's a whimsical side to Huff's research as she humorously contemplates the challenges of securing funding to essentially go, quote, ghostbusting in Somerville. The story intertwines geological science with ghostly legends, presenting an intriguing case where understanding our planet's mysterious behaviors could illuminate both the past and the future of seismic research. For now, the tale of the Somerville lights continues to flicker at the crossroads of myth and science, captivating the curiosity of both locals and scientists alike. And in a lighthearted twist amid more serious legislative sessions, California Assembly member Chris Rogers has introduced AB 666, a bill aiming to officially recognize Bigfoot as the state cryptid. In a state already celebrated for its poppies and quails, this move positions the legendary Sasquatch alongside more traditional symbols, emphasizing California's eclectic charm. This bill, sprouting from Rogers' North California district, a reputed hotspot for Bigfoot enthusiasts, playfully challenges the cryptid's traditional association with the Pacific Northwest. Bigfoot, the enigmatic giant of American folklore, captures the imaginations of many, embodying the mystery and wilderness of the vast American landscape. Rogers' proposal to enshrine it as a state symbol brings a moment of levity to the legislative process, highlighting the cultural fascination with cryptids, creatures that are believed to be more their story value than actual existence, in some cases. The mystery continues, and I think it's what intrigues us all. While Rogers' initiative adds a whimsical note to the state's legislative agenda, it also reflects a unique blend of seriousness and whimsy that characterizes California's approach to governance. Whether advocating for mythical forest dwellers or addressing other state matters, California's legislators continue to navigate a diverse array of topics with both humor and gravity. This blend ensures that the state remains a vibrant tapestry of the practical and the fantastical. Well, that's it. That's all I got for this week. Don't forget to reach out if you see something unusual in the sky or someplace else, or if you have an interesting story to tell. You can reach us at strangeshithappens.com. That's strangeshithappens.com. Please like or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on, or pass this podcast on to spread the word about our little show here. We'd certainly appreciate that. And until next time, keep your eyes to the sky and know that here on Earth and in the universe, we are not alone. For Strange Shit Happens in the News, I'm Sean Wharton.